Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast here with Tad and Will. We're here to bring you an amazing, great game that took place in Week 17 between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. The Cincinnati Bengals did end up winning this football game on the account of a 30-24 in overtime. And I gotta say, look, Joe Burrow on any other kind of team that would be a playoff team really they're still in the hunt for the playoffs despite everything. But the fact of the matter is Tad, if you were to ask me on the current 2024 NFL season where I would rank Joe Burrow amongst the starting quarterbacks in the league, sir, without question, I'm ranking him number one. I'm ranking him number one, and he's the best quarterback statistically in the league this season. And if the situation was better, he would definitely be in heavy discussion for the MVP any other season in that regard. And you just hate to see all their struggles and everything that they have had to battle through. I mean, the fact that Joe Burrow can literally will his team to a win like this, the fact that he can literally will them back to an 8-8 record. I mean, how can you sit here and say that he's not the best quarterback in the league?
And I mean, they named him to the Pro Bowl over Patrick Mahomes, who's 14-1, and I mean he's 8-8. I think that I should say 15-1 versus 8-8. I mean that just speaks to what people are seeing. The people see this; they see that Joe Burrow is out here putting together an outstanding season.
39 of 49, 412 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Tad, he does that while getting sacked 7 times.
Yeah.
Like what? Like with a bottom tier offensive line, he's the best quarterback in the league.
And that's also a testament to the Denver pass rush. Did an outstanding job, guys like Zach Allen and his 3.5 sacks.
Yes, absolutely. Zach Allen, Nick Bonito. You also got guys like DJ Jones, John Franklin Myers, Dondre Tillman, Jonathan Cooper. I mean, this Broncos, this was a battle. It's the fact that the Broncos even found a way to will their way. I mean, this was Bo Nix going toe-to-toe with the veteran Joe Burrow. The Broncos did not do anything wrong in this football game. I mean, Bo Nix just simply got outplayed by Joe Burrow. All said and done.
As basically every other quarterback does. That's not a surprise. Joe Burrow, as you said, you believe he's been the best quarterback this year. He's outplaying everybody.
He's outplaying everybody, but I mean that's not a discredit to Mr. Bo Nix. 24-31, 219 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. So that's certainly not a discredit to Bo Nix. And I mean, Bo Nix will get there. Bo Nix, I don't know about we're sitting here and saying I mean, he could though. To me, Bo Nix has Joe Burrow type potential.
He could, yeah, he could. I mean, long ways to go to get to that level, but he's certainly showing some good tendencies early on in his career.
So, yeah, very early on in his career there. But Tad, let's talk about specifically. I mean, it doesn't get any better than 10 carries for, 69 yards, right? I mean, what's your take on Jaleel McLaughlin rushing for the perfect amount of yards, 69 of them?
Yeah, I mean, he's been their best running back. He gets that done, and then he gets the tough yards. He can grind out plays. He's speedster, very good player there.
Obviously, probably the most flashy player on this Denver team was Marvin Mims Jr. And Tad, I gotta ask, what was going through your head on that big touchdown play by Marvin Mims Jr.? For me, it was, as some might say, pure excitement because I was
Yeah,
thrilled. I was stoked to the max on that moment.
I was just wondering how, like, how does that work out? But just great player making a great play.
Oh, without question about it. So
And I mean, it was well defended. I mean, the defense did a fine job, but just sometimes you make the play over good defense.
yeah, Marvin Mims Jr. Yeah, the second year pro out of Oklahoma. Um, I mean, to be honest, Tad, he has a lot of potential on this Denver team. Marvin Mims Jr.
Sure.
And I mean, like Cortland Sutton to me, obviously, like Cortland Sutton's still the clear number one option. I mean, but even then, I kind of feel like Cortland Sutton kind of having like a bit of a down year, and some people might even say that this is might be the start of Cortland Sutton's decline a little bit. So I mean, when you got guys like Marvin Mims Jr. or Devon Bailey, even guys like Audric Estime that you can get involved in the passing game. So you might have liked to have seen maybe Adam Troutman get like involved just a tiny bit more in this game. But and then obviously, yeah, I mean, obviously the two crucial fumbles by Bo Nix and Marvin Mims Jr. I mean, but that kind of stuff is going to happen. It's surprisingly Cincinnati's defense, Tad, really came out here and they gave up 24 points, sure, but they showed some pretty decent grit. With guys like Joseph Osai or Trey Hendrickson, even the likes of Cedric Johnson. I would definitely say probably guy like Cedric Johnson kind of really stood out to me.
Yeah.
The rookie out of Ole Miss, not a super flashy season so far, Tad, but the defensive end rookie out of Ole Miss, I would certainly say he's got good potential on this Cincinnati defensive line to develop himself. So some good stuff there. Yeah, Tad, this was a tough break for the Broncos. The Broncos, if they would have won this game, they're in the playoffs. Cincinnati needed this win to stay alive, and they get it. So, Tad, now we got a crazy three-way scenario, which these
Yeah.
two teams are involved in for Week 18. And I mean, obviously, I would want to see my Broncos beat the Chiefs and make it in and everything. But on a real note, Tad, if anybody's going to pull this off, coming back from the way they came back to now coming in here and, all right, you will your team back. You find some way to make the playoffs. If anybody's going to pull that off, it's Joseph Burrow. Okay?
Yeah.
If anybody is going to pull it off, it's him. So if the Bengals make the playoffs, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, the thing is that they need a lot of hope. They need to win against Pittsburgh. They need you guys obviously to lose, and then they would also need the Dolphins to lose to the Jets. So a lot. They need a lot of hope, but we'll see how things go.
Yeah, we'll see how things go for sure. But yeah, with the Bengals, so now next week they will be going on the road to play their division rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. A huge game, Tad. A huge game on a Saturday night there.
It's gonna be a big one.
I mean, that's the game of your life if you're Joe Burrow. Like that is literally the playoffs. And you're not even guaranteed to make them if you win.
Right. I think they'll take care of their own business. I feel good about the Bengals taking care of their business. They just need some help.
Absolutely. And for the Broncos, they will be going to host the Kansas City Chiefs. But you might as well put an asterisk next to Casey on this, as they will have to find a way to beat Kansas City's second string and third string players. Kansas City will be resting their starters in that game. So
Yeah,
obviously, the game still has to go and be played on the field. But I mean, it's a completely meaningless game for Kansas City.
for sure.
And
I mean, you do not see a 15-1 team as an 8-point underdog very often, but that's what you're seeing in this game here with Denver. They're the favorites by 8 points, so we'll see how if they can show up and take care of their business.
I mean, this is a completely meaningless game for Kansas City.
It is.
They have the 1 seed locked. I mean, why would you not rest your starters? So yeah. But when we get to Detroit's episode, that'll be an interesting thing that I want to talk about there.
Sure.
Yeah, so Cincinnati, Denver, Cincinnati pulls off the win 30-24. I know that we could have gone to some of the other guys. Oh yeah, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Yeah, T. Higgins 3 touchdown catches. Jamar Chase. When you're Joe Burrow and you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, you can literally do anything in this league. And I mean, they proved it once again.
With every game he plays, the T. Higgins, his next contract, it gets more expensive.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, if you're Joe Burrow, you're lucky to absolutely have these guys. So,
For sure.
and if you're these guys, you're lucky to have Joe Burrow throwing to you. And yeah, Tad, real quick, Mike Gesicki, 10 catches for 86 yards. And yes, Tad, where would you rank Mike Gesicki amongst tight ends in the league? Just real quick.
Slightly above average.
You love to hear it. Bengals win 30-24. Stay tuned. We got lots of juicy stuff coming up. Happy New Year. It's the month of January on the Gridiron Glory.